All right, Bob.
Hey, Eric, how you doing? I guess first off, Trevin, he was outstanding today shooting wise, really for the whole trip. What do you think his game today and just his performance on the whole tour?
I thought he played incredible the entire time. I mean, he's played again. I know it's exhibition games and all that, but he played as well as any guy that I've seen play over a 4-game stretch. I mean, if you look at his numbers, they're absolutely insane, what he's done. And, he's just so quick to the ball. He's so long. He runs the floor. He can play facing the basket. He can play with his back to the basket. I thought he was, like I said, just unbelievable. He's got an incredible future ahead of him as well.
Now, that one-handed dunk he had, I think it was off a Walsh miss. What do you remember about that play?
Just, he makes a Sports Center probably about 2 a game in this, 4-game sample. So the team we played tonight, they were a good team. They were well coached. They're really experienced. I thought defensively we played as good as we've played in a long time. Offensively, there's 2 areas of concern. The turnovers are ridiculous. Words can't describe how concerned I am about our turnovers. Our 3-point shooting's got to improve. I didn't think it could match last year, but it kind of is. So in a short amount of time, meaning September and October, we have some guys that really got to work on taking care of the ball. And then we got to improve perimeter shooting. But tonight, defensively, I've been a little bit concerned about our defense through 3 games, but tonight against a good team, a smart team, a team that cuts well, we were phenomenal.
4-0 on the trip. Looked like you guys had a lot of fun away from the court as well. Just how would you sum up the whole trip on and off the court and just how good it was for y'all?
Yeah, I thought it was phenomenal. A lot of guys got opportunities. We got to see some things, different combinations. We started 4 different starting units. Off the floor, we visited 3 countries. We're with the tour company and they said that they've never seen a team have so much freedom during the trip. They talked about the day of game, us still doing events, and how we maximized the educational piece of this trip. Again, I've never traveled with another team other than our own, and just hearing how teams aren't allowed out of their hotel the day of the game, and our guys had a lot of freedom. I thought they conducted themselves really well, and then they were able to turn the switch once we had to compete and play a game. So a lot of positives.
Yeah, I might have a couple more if time allows. I'll turn it back to Fuller. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks,
All right,
Bob.
Christina.
Is that me, Fuller? Okay, cool. Hi, Coach. You mentioned turnovers and threes. Are there any other wrinkles that you saw that kind of need to be ironed out over the next couple months?
Well, thank goodness that we had this, this every 4 years you're allowed to do this. And thank goodness we had the opportunity with so many new faces. But some things really started to materialize over this trip. Kamani Johnson played really well. We talked about TB's performance. Ricky Council did a great job. But what we're able to do now, Christine, is we're, like Ricky Council maybe handled the ball a little bit more than I had perceived. So, what is he going to do over the next 8 weeks to become a better ball handler when we need an emergency pick and roll player? Obviously, our freshmen, they threw way too many lobs and turned the ball over way too much. And I think that's part of the growth. You look at our point guard turnovers tonight, between Devo, AB, and Nick. That's got to get a lot better. So, but a lot of good things. There weren't many shot clock violations with the 24-second shot clock. I think that further cements how quick we like to play and how we have a lot of NBA quick hitting, sets that don't need a lot of time to develop. I think that that's evidence that that's the case on our style of play, because I was concerned with the shorter shot clock that we would have a lot of shot clock violations, but we beat a really good team, a really experienced team with 30 turnovers. And that's what happens when you have a lot of new guys. You're going to turn the ball over a lot. And obviously our goal is 9. And so that's got to drastically improve. But now we're able to go back and work on it.
And then you mentioned Kamani, but just what did you think of his tour on the whole, and then what he and Devo kind of provided as veterans over these 4 games?
I thought both of them were really good in a lot of different areas. Devo's got to take way better care of the ball, than he did tonight. We need both of them to be stabilizing guys that can get guys into sets. We've got to become way better at inbounding the ball. We were way too careless on side out of bounds, inbound passes, way too careless on baseline out of bounds. And what we found is we're having all these turnovers in the middle of field. And I talked to our team just about, how hard it is sometimes for wide receivers when they do a down and in compared to a down and out. And when you talk to wide receivers, how a lot of guys like to catch balls in football on the sideline rather than up the middle. And we're trying to give our big guys, passes while they're running at full speed at the free throw line. That puts our big men in a difficult situation, no different than if you have a guy do a down and in across the field and there's 4 defensive backs or linebackers waiting to clock them. And so we've got to become way better quarterbacks and envisioning who we're passing the ball to and where we're passing them the ball to.
All right, Andrew.
Coach, I think after y'all's second game, you specifically mentioned that Trevin had just 1 rebound. And I think in the last 2 games, he had 7 and then 9 today. Do you feel like he got the message there with the attacking the glass?
Well, he got the message all right. He every time I looked over, he and Coach Ruda had a side conversation about how many rebounds he had. So he got it loud and clear.
And then I don't think that Nick played in the second half. I think he got dinged up there in the first half maybe. Could you provide an update on him?
Yeah, we think he's going to be fine. He slipped on the floor. The knee was checked out by the trainer and doctor. 1st degree sprain. Could have played. I was not going to, jeopardize him, at this time of the year to play probably in a regular season game. We would have let him get loose at halftime, and then, he probably would have played. But again, at this particular time, we were able to see a couple other guys get some minutes, and I did not want to jeopardize, him going back out there.
And it looked like he was still pretty active, standing up on the sideline, directing guys. I mean, was that encouraging to see, especially from a freshman?
Yeah, he's got great leadership, really competitive. No surprise. He's a guy that hates to lose. So really no surprise on that at all.
Curtis.
Hey, Coach, I guess what's next on the horizon for you guys once you get home? Do you give them a little bit of time off before you get back after it? And then I know you're a competitive guy. You like the game. So is there going to be an adjustment in mindset to be had from going from playing 4 games in the competition to back to practice mode for a couple months?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, you got a good 8 weeks ahead of you. Obviously, school doesn't start until Monday. So the guys, once we get back to the United States, the guys are free to do whatever they need to do to get ready for a school year. Obviously now they're going to have 5 classes, most of them. So their time to really improve is they're going to have to be great time managers over the next 8 weeks. Cause we're still in about a 4.5 week time frame where we're going to go right back to only 4 hours a week with them. So their individual, productivity that they do on their own time is going to be of the utmost importance.
And did you feel like overall that what you saw on the floor in these 4 games kind of carried over from what you saw in practice, or was there maybe a guy or two who you qualify as a gamer, or maybe someone who surprised you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, well, first of all, I was happy with our first game, disappointed, whatever you want, whatever other word or you want to use, along those same lines in games 2 and 3. I thought we were terrible defensively at times, careless with the ball. But I am, not often, but tonight I'm really happy with how we played both sides of the ball other than the turnovers. And I think the turnovers are something that, look, when you play high school basketball, turnovers are accepted because your talent can take over. You can't turn the ball over to win in the SEC. There's too many close games. So now we have concrete evidence to show guys what we have to do better. So I'm really, really happy, Curtis, because I thought we got better with each game. I really did. I thought tonight, that first quarter defensively, I don't know if I've seen a team, suffocate another team. And we had so many goals. Like, we didn't want Skylar to get off and have a good game. He's from Arkansas. Family members are tweeting. He went 1 of 12. We put a target on him, and we did a great job on him. And we did a good job on some of their other American players. And we knew that their center is one of the best centers in Europe. And their experience, you got to think about the age difference between, you're running out there with, you got 6 freshmen and they got guys that have played 11 years in pro ball. But like I said, really well coached team. And so when you can, they could not even get good looks at the rim in the first quarter. And then as the game progressed, they got a little bit more confidence. We subbed and defense kind of slipped a little bit.
Scotty.
Yeah, Eric, I think pre-trip you mentioned that guys were going to have to get adjusted to the way that traveling is called overseas. Guys with a quick first step normally get whistled a little bit more. How do you evaluate turnovers when, some turnovers over there may not be necessarily a travel, maybe when your season officially starts?
Well, we've charted all the turnovers. I have them all on. I don't have tonight's clip yet, but I'll go back and I don't know shit. Excuse my language. We're going to have maybe 100 turnovers to watch in 4 games. I don't know what. That's going to take a lot of time, but we do have a long flight tomorrow. So I'll be able to watch the turnovers, see where they happened on the floor, and, take it from there.
I guess you mentioned the first quarter defense. I guess just thoughts on your guys kind of meeting the challenge to start the game and just giving up 1 field goal in that first 10 minutes.
Yeah, again, just, we had high active hands. We covered their pick and roll well. We only, talked about 4 guys from a personnel standpoint. I thought they knew the personnel of each guy. As good of 10 minutes that I've seen a team play defensively tonight.
And then maybe just overall thoughts on Ricky's 4 games. I think he was close to 11-6 for the trip.
Yeah, Ricky played great. His degree of difficulty dunk that he missed, not many guys can even attempt that in live action. Now we just want him to understand, just tomahawk it and give us 2 points rather than, I don't know what that dunk was called. You'll have to ask him. He's sitting here waiting to jump on. But spectacular athlete. I thought he improved defensively. But he's a guy that we're going to need him to score in spurts for us. We're going to need him to improve offensively from a ball handling standpoint, which I know he will. We on this trip, we probably used him a little bit more as a point forward than maybe he's been used in the past, especially tonight.
Thanks, Coach.